Alright, Sarael Boxx, I am back here. We are doing our Let's Play of Dungeon Keeper 1, and we're just going to jump right into tutorial level number 2, as annotated by the T.
Cosyton, a hideous sham of a town, in which the prosperous citizens have no gripes or moans. Sadly, even the children are happy and secure. This is because they aren't punished for non-existent crimes.
Weird. Okay. Let's go ahead and knock this one out again. These are tutorial levels. There's 4 or 5 of them. They are extremely easy. They have, like, it's almost impossible for you to die or to lose the map.
You must build a treasure room to store gold.
So, a lot of times when you see things shaped oddly, like this little jet stream of gold down here, it's trying to point you towards a secret, and you should probably pay attention to it. Again, when you're on this world map, if you will, when you look at some of these edges, you can see that there's water. Those little tiny cracks it's kind of leaving on there. It's like that top left corner is kind of chiseled out. You need to use that to your advantage. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. Now, as we progress, you'll notice most of the rooms, if I can click, I like to make my rooms 5 by 5.
Treasure room to store gold.
Now, this, like I said, this is an easy map. I'm not really worried about it. Don't need to put a whole lot of time or thought into this one. So we won't. But 5 by 5 is kind of like the most efficient, if you will, size for a room. So that's why I typically like to do that. A little micromanagement with your imps as well is usually not a bad thing. Their AI, if you can even call it that at this point in video game history, is bad. It's not awful, it's just bad. So sometimes you'll see them doing really stupid things, and there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
To store gold.
Except for try and micromanage them slightly. So I like to stack all my gold once in a while, all in one little pile here. I've got like 15 grand in that little pile, 16 grand. So that's not bad.
You have taken control of a new room.
So, now that we have this treasury here, I'm going to sell it because I don't want it down here. I don't want people walking all the way down there. If we look, we'll take an imp and we'll possess it. If we look at the corner of this wall where the water is backing up, we can actually see out of here, and we can actually walk out of here, which is, it's not really cheesy. It's kind of crazy that you could do that.
You must build a treasure room.
So I'm going to take 2 imps and drop them there so they will fortify that square. I want them to just immediately fortify that. That is a huge vulnerability that I don't want to worry about in the future. So if we notice, now they fortified it. And if I possess Spanky here, or Hichachoi, whatever his name is, we actually can't walk through there anymore. So that's a really beneficial thing that we were able to go out there and mine that one square. The reason that's beneficial is because imps can be dropped on unclaimed land. Other creatures cannot, but that's not my land. It doesn't have the red diamond on it. So I can drop him there and possess him, and then I can go explore. I can do whatever I want.
You must build a treasure room to store gold.
And an imp, one lone imp does not seem like a very threatening, I mean, they do like little to no damage. They're stupid, they're slow, but they can dig. And if I can get out of my dungeon, like I did here, and I can have the ability to go dig anywhere else, and they can continue to fortify my base, I can make that very useful. we're going to let them fortify this up real quick. That's about all we have to worry about on this map. I just want to be able to kind of control the flow of things. And once the walls are all fortified,
build a treasure room to store gold.
We can go ahead and just smack down this map.
You need a bigger treasure room.
Give me the... God, I hate you guys. Okay. So I just wanted that big pile, because if you fill up the treasury, then they'll stop trying to run back and forth every 5 seconds. If they know the treasury's full, then it is... Well, they're still trying to run over here like idiots. It kind of streamlines things. You'll notice I don't like to build a treasury because all of my imps would want to run over here and grab these little 200-300 gold piles one at a time and then bring it back over here. I don't want to deal with that. That's a waste of time.
You need a bigger treasure room.
Logistically, it makes no sense to do that. So that's why I don't. I'll leave it until they're done working on the walls. Then I'll build the treasury and let them go waste time. When time is not important. Most of these levels have a hero party that will start burrowing in towards your dungeon very quickly. The older games are all ran off of, it's not really AI, it would be called a script. So it runs off if and then statements. So if I was to go explore all this water, that might be the if statement. If Player 1 has discovered all water, then spawn heroes, or something similar to that. If I had 10 creatures, maybe, or if I had 50,000
treasure room.
So, I like to wait occasionally, and in some of the later maps, I will put a build segment, and then in the description of the video, I will link it to actually, okay, it's 20 minutes later, I've got everything set up. You can watch me set it up if you want to. It's kind of boring. But now here I'm to actually play the game. But as I've stated, I do not want to waste a whole bunch of time with these. These are easy beginner missions. And I just want to knock these out. So really, once I get the rest of there's only a couple walls left here for them to finish up. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and just knock this out.
You need a bigger treasure room.
Oh, we know. We need a bigger treasure room. I'm sure. Come here, idiot. Alright, so now that all those walls are done,
it is payday.
They have them come up here and open the portal. That'll take them about 45 seconds or so to dig that out and then go fortify those walls. Then we can get cracking here.
An entrance has been claimed. You need to build a lair for your creatures. You need to build a lair for your creatures. You need a bigger treasure room.
So this is a training room, or the gym. And this is where our creatures are going to do a lot of metabolic steroids, possibly some HGH, get their swole on, and then they're going to go slap the shit out of everybody ever. So, we're going to go ahead and let them start getting jacked. Take this pile of money and drop it in here, fill up some of that space. So, with that, it's going to open up a new creature, and he is a demon spawn. He still kind of sucks, but he's a lot better than these godforsaken beetles and flies that we've got. As a matter of fact, I really hate beetles. They can just get out. By picking creatures up and dropping them in the portal, you essentially eject them from your dungeon. Where they go, I don't know, and where they go, I don't care. Now, each portal for each keeper is kind of set up differently. So this portal has a maximum, let's say, of 20 creatures I can have out of it, or maybe it's 10, I don't know. It's probably low in these early games. So it has a total, though, of, let's say, 20 flies, 20 beetles, and 20 demon spawn. So I can kind of pick who I want in here. If I don't want these flies, if I just want demon spawn, I can kind of just pick up what I don't want and throw them back out. And after so many seconds, it'll look into the pool and see who's still left in there. Now, on some maps, you do have to be careful because there may only be 4 demon spawn. So I already have 4, so if I pick him up and throw him out, that might be it. That might have been the last fly, too, and now I have no more creatures that can come through my portal. So sometimes you do have to be careful if it's a map where you really need, every single creature. You don't want to go throwing everybody out that comes in, even if they're bad, because you might need them. Alright, they're down there, they've leveled up, they're a little 2 above their head. That little red flower around their level is their health bar. He's level 3 already. Those guys are getting pumped up. So shortly, a hero party should spawn on the east side of my base, somewhere over in this area. And not that I care, they're going to be pretty garbage. But I have all my walls fortified, so that means that I can control when and where the enemy can come into my base. I'm going to usually... Oh, there they are. I'm going to usually put it right here between, like, a lair and the training room. I'm going to do that because the creatures, most good creatures, will go and train. And then when they're level 10, which is the highest they can get, they're going to come over here and sleep because they have nothing better to do. So if I wanted to put, a portal into my base, or a gateway rather, whatever you want to call it, this is my dungeon heart, and if this dies, I die, like I said. So it would make the most sense to put my creatures between my dungeon heart and the enemies trying to break in. For whatever unknown reason, they feel the need to burrow all the way around my entire base. I think that they are almost programmed to do that because, like I said, now there's bricks on both sides of this one wall that is fortified, and that tells you that this is an open space over here now. So essentially, if I hadn't set my base up already the way I'd wanted it to, they are cutting off expansion. And they can and will probably burrow around my entire dungeon if I let them. They're not the brightest. We're going to go ahead and expedite this. Our little guys in here, they're getting all jacked up. They're going to be good to go. So now, even that I've opened this, they being the
You have tunneled into a
heroes,
new area.
are still not going to have the brain power to, yeah, he's burrowing into a dead end. He could just come and attack me, but those little blonde tunneler dwarves, as they're known, are not the brightest. So you can see him up here on the map turning around and going over here. Oh, there's one little red dwarf. He's a little fighter dwarf. He'll come and probably just get completely murdered.
Your creatures are under attack.
So his only point of ingress was right into this training room.
Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
And as you can tell, that was a poor choice for his. But yeah, it was just a poor choice. Came in, asked shopkeeper for a discount, and he got shot.
Your minions are winning a battle. It is payday.
No. Where's this idiot? He's still over here, taking his sweet-ass time. Let's see if we can expedite this a little bit.
Into a new area. Your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy.
Whatever.
Your creatures are falling in battle. Your creatures are falling in battle. Your minions are winning a battle. The enemy has broken through your walls.
So, now that that moron is dead, it has triggered other creatures to spawn down here. Again, he has an open pathway here. I have no idea why in the world he would break his own wall. But apparently he's dead set on it. These guys are going to run in here and
your creatures are under attack. Your creatures are attacking the enemy. Your minions are winning a battle.
Now, if you notice, there was a couple of them.
Beware, the Lord of the Land approaches.
In the name of all that is good, we shall defeat you.
Yeah, whatever, bro. Come on, come at me. You'll notice there was a couple of them that were kind of hiding up here in the training room, jumping up and down. For some reason, I don't know if it's just early on or not, but the creatures will only fight like 5-on-1, which is kind of frustrating. I don't know why they do that. But, they won't completely overwhelm them. Let's see if we can get a couple more to go. They're all kind of flinging shit, it looks like. Oh, they're jumping.
Your minions are winning a battle. You have conquered this realm.
Alright. Level 2 over with. Let's get the hell out of here and get on to level 3.